Hello everyone, this is Gaurav from Automation Hacks. In this video series, we are going to talk about all the language features that Java programming language has, which make a lot of sense for test automation. We are going to focus on the features from Java 8 version onward, which was one of the most feature-rich versions of Java, right until Java 21. We will unpack each feature with a practical example and also talk about how it can make sense for writing your automated tests regardless of whatever layer of the test pyramid you write them at. Before we start, let's take a look at how this is all set up. To start with, you can go to Automation Hacks and search for Java for Test Automation GitHub repository. In this repository, I'm going to have all the code samples that we'll be using during this series. This is a Java 21 supported version so that we can cover all the language features, and it uses Gradle as the build tool of choice. If you come to the README, I have also given a short preview of all the different features segregated by versions. We'll go through all of them step by step and see how it makes sense. Alright, let's flip to IntelliJ and get started. Here I've already cloned the repository on my local. In case you want to do that from GitHub, here is how you can go ahead. So you can go to GitHub for this repository, click on code. You will see an option of GitHub CLI or SSH. I am assuming you already have SSH set up, but if not, there are instructions on GitHub README that you can follow. I typically use the GitHub CLI, so just take this command and run it in the directory wherever you want the repo to be cloned. Before starting, you need to make sure you have the correct version of Java installed. In order to do that, go to File, Project Structure. You will find that under Project, you have an option to choose the SDK. Notice I have Corretto 21, which is the Java 21 JDK already installed. But in case you don't have it installed, you can come here and you can come to Download JDK. Select the version of Java as 21, and it is going to give you a bunch of options of what JDK you want to install. There are multiple vendors. Typically Amazon Corretto works fine on Apple M1 Mac, but if you are say on Windows or Linux, feel free to choose the platform of your choice and download it. Usually it would install it in this directory. We are also going to make a note of this path because we will use it to set Java home in our Z shell or bash profile file. Let's come to that later. And under language levels, if you're not using any of the preview features, you can go ahead and just choose the SDK default option that will select the default Java 21 version here. Or if you also want to play around with some preview features, you can select the preview version. So as you can see, I have already set up Amazon Corretto version 21 here. Let's make sure we have the correct version set up. So here, if you see, if I do Java-version, it tells me that I have 21 version of Java, which was introduced in April of this year, and it is an LTS version. Typically for production use or even for learning, going with an LTS version makes sense because the official support time for those LTS versions would be more. Java is now iterating very fast and they are releasing features every 6 months. So this is really awesome for the ecosystem. And you can see it, I am using the OpenJDK version of Amazon Corretto. Regardless of whatever version of Java you use, the experience would be pretty much same for you. Another quick pointer to check is in case you are planning to run a lot of command line scripts with Java, it is a good idea to set it in your shell of choice. On Mac, you can either choose bash and then you'll have to edit bash profile file, or if you're using Z shell as a shell, you'll have to edit Z shell RC. So I use Z shell RC, so I'm going to basically edit that. So as you can see, I already have this path set up. I've set it up as a Java home variable, and whenever I want to switch to a different version of Java, I just go ahead and uncomment that and basically source my Z shell file. So this works for me. It's quick and dirty, but it's completely okay. As you can see, I'm using Java 21 currently, and I have the same path that we had, followed by version 21, contents and home. If you are using Windows, you will need to add Java home into your environment variables with a path where Windows can find that Java folder. Those instructions are something that you can quickly search. Okay, so just to make sure, we will source the Z shell file here as well.